I have spent many nights like this, and if you're watching this, I suspect you have too. You are staring at the blue light of a screen, conducting the 3 a.m. audit of your life. You're scrolling through bank statements, looking at career transition articles, or perhaps just drowning in the endless feed of a world that refuses to sleep. In the quiet of the house, amplified by the faint, distant hum of the refrigerator, we count our possessions. We measure our progress by the rungs of the ladder we've climbed, and we meticulously calculate the distance between where we are and where the world tells us we should be. We are a generation overwhelmed by more. We have more data at our fingertips than any civilization in history. We have more gadgets, more productivity hacks, and more ways to measure our output than our ancestors could have dreamed of. Yet, there's a persistent, nagging feeling of running in place. We are moving faster than ever, but we feel less certain the ground beneath our feet. This is a time anxiety of the modern age, the feeling that even as we accumulate, we are somehow losing. We feel the clock ticking, the information revolution rushing past us like a high-speed train we can't quite board, and we scramble to keep up by accumulating more. More money, more facts, more digital items. We hope that somewhere in that pile of material and digital noise, we will find a sense of security. But I want to suggest to you that we are measuring the wrong things. We have misunderstood the fundamental problem of the modern age because we have misunderstood the nature of wealth itself. What the material world we obsess over is really just a shadow. What if we are living in a dual reality where the physical world is merely a byproduct of a much deeper, more invisible system? To understand why we feel so hollow despite having so much, we have to look at the architecture of reality itself. We have been so focused on the objects in the room that we have failed to see the light that allows us to see them. This isn't just a poetic metaphor. It is a structural truth of our universe. We are living through a period where the fundamental cost of reality has changed, but our mental accounting hasn't caught up. We are operating with an outdated ledger. We live in a world obsessed with the tangible. We are told that power lies in the bank account, the real estate portfolio, or the sheer volume of data we can process. But there's a quiet revolution that began nearly a century ago that challenges this entire premise. In 1936, a mathematician named Alan Turing established a new field of knowledge called informatics. It is a field that extends far beyond the borders of computer science, yet it remains one of the most misunderstood pillars of our modern world. Even scientists, the very people tasked with uncovering the mysteries of our universe, often lack a functional understanding of informatics. This is a great trap. We are drowning in data dumping while starving for true power. Informatics teaches us that information is not just stuff we store on hard drives. Information is an intangible entity that exists independent of space-time. It is a semantic relationship between a symbolic language and the concept it represents. When you realize that knowledge is more important and more strategic than any material good, your entire approach to life changes. It is a shift from being a collector of things to an architect of systems. We have entered a dual reality, one consisting of physical phenomena and the other of informational phenomena. If you want to stop drowning in the noise, you have to stop treating information as something you have and start seeing it as the tool you use to change the world. But to navigate this, we must first define our terms with the precision of a financial psychologist. We often use information and knowledge interchangeably, but they are not the same. In the economy of the mind, information is the raw, intangible bit, the cash, that is constantly depreciating due to the inflation of noise. Knowledge, however, is truthful and useful information. It is the asset that has been refined, validated, and put to work. It is the model that helps us understand a situation or achieve a specific goal. In this sense, knowledge is the only asset that truly matters because it is the only one that doesn't just sit there. It acts. Think of your life as a series of models. In the world of informatics, the development of knowledge follows a strict three-step methodology. First, you capture the observed reality through a model, a mental representation of how a career, a relationship, or a portfolio works. Second, you analyze that model to reveal the relationships between the quantities involved. Third, you verify the faithfulness of that model against the real world. This isn't just for physicists in laboratories. This is how you build a life model. The difficulty we face, the hidden tax on our cognitive bandwidth, is what we call epistemic complexity. Some phenomena are simply harder to model than others. We see this in our attempts to build autonomous systems. Think about the difference in design difficulty between 5 distinct systems: a simple thermostat, an automated shuttle, a chess-playing robot, a football-playing robot, and finally, a self-driving car. Each represents a massive leap in complexity. A thermostat is a simple feedback loop, but a self-driving car must perceive, reflect, manage goals, and learn in an unpredictable environment. Most of us are trying to navigate a self-driving car life using a thermostat mental model. We rely on what we call common empirical knowledge, the kind of database patterns that modern neural networks and AI are great at mimicking. But neural networks, while powerful, lack the deep, intuitive understanding of a human mind. They enable prediction without true understanding. Our uniqueness lies in our conscious thinking, the program that actually runs our lives. But every decision we make has a cost, known as computational complexity. This is the cost of running the algorithm of your life. When a problem feels impossible to solve, it's often because the computational complexity has exceeded our current model's capacity. We aren't failing. We are just using an inefficient, low-yield model. This brings us to a profound turning point. Once you realize that your world is built on these models, you realize you have the power to edit them. We often think of scientific laws as things we discover, like finding a gold coin on a beach. But as the source context suggests, scientific laws are invented by people. They are generalizations we create to make sense of the world. They are models. If a law or a personal rule for how you live doesn't work, you change it. This is the bridge between understanding the world and changing it. But there is a level even higher than mere knowledge. In the language of informatics, we call it meta-knowledge. True wealth is not the raw data stored in your head. It is the knowledge on managing acquired knowledge. Think of meta-knowledge as the CEO of your mental assets. It is the master system of problem-solving and decision-making. It is the wisdom to know which goals to pursue and how to manage the information you've already gathered. Without meta-knowledge, your expertise is just a collection of expensive tools that you don't know how to use. When you move from knowing things to knowing how to manage what you know, you move from being a consumer to an architect. This is where we must embrace a dualist approach. Logic and language are our only real tools. Language is not just a way to talk about the world. It is the vital medium through which we define the boundaries of our knowledge. It is a symbolic language that allows us to form concepts. If our language is degraded, our concepts become blurry. If our concepts are blurry, our models fail. If we accept that our conscious thinking is a program running our lives, we must also accept the agency that comes with it. We are not just passengers in a predetermined universe. We are innovators. And innovation is not just about technology. It is about the human factor. It is driven by the collaboration between our internal goals and the external environment. This is the innovation race. And in this race, your uniqueness lies in your consciousness and your values, not just your processing power. So, how do we actually build this personal innovation ecosystem? How do we live this out tomorrow morning? The first strategy is a process called stratification. The world is an impossibly complex place, but we can manage that complexity by breaking it down into layers. Stratification allows for a piece-by-piece understanding. You don't try to solve the whole of your life at once. You understand the components at one layer, perhaps your health, then move to the next, your finances, and see how they interact. Complementary to this is modularity. We should view our lives as being built from finite component types. This allows us to study complex systems by looking at their parts. However, as any good financial psychologist would warn you, there is a problem of scale. As you move from one layer to a higher layer, new properties emerge due to the complex interactions of components. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. You cannot always explain the wealth of life by looking only at the individual transactions. In this journey, we must be wary of scientism, the dangerous trend of using mathematical models in fields where they simply don't fit. Not everything in your life can be reduced to a spreadsheet. Life involves organized complexity, especially in biological, informational, and economic systems. These pose unique challenges to understanding and controlling behavior. We must also guard against dogmatism, which imposes unquestionable convictions. A healthy life model must be valid by degrees. It must be open to being verified and compared against a phenomenon it's meant to study. If you treat your opinions as unquestionable truths, you are no longer building knowledge, you are building a prison. Building your own innovation ecosystem requires a connection to the real economy and a commitment to creativity, entrepreneurship, and meritocracy. But more importantly, it requires a foundation of values. Our human intelligence is unique because it combines slow, conscious thinking with a common sense that plays a crucial role in how we navigate reality. While machines can calculate, humans can vision. We can see things that aren't there yet and bring them into being through a coordinated achievement of complex goals. As we conclude this reflection, we have to look at the human factor on a larger scale. Our individual consciousness doesn't exist in a vacuum. It extends into a collective consciousness, shaped by our institutions and our common values. Human societies have developed from the selfish behaviors of our ancestors toward a system where we can achieve incredible things together. But this collective system is fragile. Today, the concept of truth is at risk. We are seeing a language and concept degradation that undermines our values and societal cohesion. When lying becomes common, it marks the decline of societies and the moral impoverishment of individuals. When we lack self-esteem or prioritize convenience over truth, we contribute to decline, whereas the source warns. Idiots prevail in public life simply because of an absence of values and favoritism. A functioning democracy requires a balance between economic progress and social justice. It requires meritocracy in choosing leaders and proper planning. But most of all, it requires us to recognize that progress is a game of decision-making and trade-offs. It is about balancing values. Liberty and safety are often opposing concepts, and the balance between them depends on your personal values and your estimated degree of risk. This brings us to a new definition of happiness. In this framework, happiness is not a destination or a bank balance. It is a continuous capability to achieve your goals by taking reasonable risks and balancing the distance to those goals. It is a process, not a prize. Collective happiness, then, is the success of a group in achieving common goals that are consciously accepted. Self-awareness and knowing oneself are the ultimate tools for harmony. Without self-management, the sheer volume of knowledge we possess can become a burden, a cognitive debt that we can never repay. We must manage our short-term and long-term goals differently, recognizing that our success is tied to the predictability of our environment. We must develop strategies and tactics that bring us closer to our goals without jeopardizing our safety. In the end, you are the auxiliary processor of your own life. You are a creator who relies on deep knowledge, intuition, and the ability to see a future that does not yet exist. By seeking useful and valid information, true knowledge, and acting with ethical values, you are doing more than just improving your own bank account. You are participating in the essential human project of understanding and changing the world. The complexity of the modern world can feel overwhelming, like a sea of noise designed to drown us. But remember, you don't need a perfect model to start. You just need a valid one. You don't need to see the entire staircase. You just need to understand the step you are on. We are all part of this innovation race, but the prize isn't just more. The prize is the freedom that comes from knowing how the world actually works and how to navigate it with purpose. Stay quiet in the noise. Seek the truth in the data. Manage your wisdom as carefully as you manage your time. Because in a world of shadows, knowledge is the only thing that actually casts a light. Progress beats perfection every single time.